On air with Russell Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show that everybody's talking about. Hey, happy. Got to put my headset on. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me just check just to make sure we should be live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. This is a podcast, so the podcast is or the audio portion is being recorded as we speak. And once it's done, I will upload that until onto the podcast platform, which is Spotify. So you guys are more than welcome to take me on the go. Okay, so I will turn on the chat in a minute. Yes, we are live on both of those platforms. I'm actually looking at it right now. You know, it's funny to look at yourself, looking at yourself. You know what I mean? So interesting. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday, like I said. Today is October 24th, and it's show number 225. So thank you. No, I'm sorry, show number 226. Excuse me. So let me just make sure the chat is on. I didn't turn that on. Boom. There you go. So if you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, excuse me, you should be able to make comments. I see people there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Appreciate you. We're going to get into the show, but I always like to do a little intro, little monologue, that kind of thing before I get to the show. I'll do the intro and then we'll get to the show. But just real quick, I'm on this AI kick. I'm not sure if you guys have been following the last week or so. I've been doing a lot of I guess promos for the show or for the daily check-in as well as on air with Russell of Hotels. I've been doing little promos, but I've been using AI. So it's my avatar, but the messages change, right? So it may be the same avatar that you see me with a hat on, but listen to the messages. The messages are different. You can put in a script and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool. I'm getting a lot of traction from it. People are calling me, asking me, hey, that's not you. How are you doing this? What platform are you using? I said, I use HeyGen, HeyGen .ai. Excuse me, just so you know, if you just wanted to know, just wanted to play around with it, see how it works. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So anyway, we're going to get back to that, but I just want to, let's see, let me do the intro and we'll be back for the start of the show. We're going to talk about some good stuff. It's going to be a continuation of yesterday. If you guys happen to catch me on the daily check-in, some of the things, the topic I'm going to talk about, what GM should be doing as far as the sales arena is concerned. You know what I mean? So what's their role in this, right? What's their role in sales? I don't know. Some people don't know. Sometimes even GMs don't even know what their role is or should be. So I'm taking it from the perspective of I said what is their role, but I'm saying I'm taking it a step further. What should their role be? Okay, so hang tight. We're gonna do the intro, and we're gonna be right back. So just hang tight with me. We're gonna have some fun today too. So hold on, be patient.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations, before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hello, and thank you again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Thank you guys so much for joining. Today is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, show number 226. So thank you guys so much again. I like doing do a little talk, little monologue first, and then do the intro. I don't know why I like that, but I don't know. It feels good to me. I don't know if it feels good to you, if you guys like it. I don't know. But hey, welcome everybody for the first. If this is your first time joining, I appreciate you. If this, you guys do this every week, I really appreciate that. Like I said earlier, this is a podcast as well. Your traditional podcast where it's just the audio portion of it. So as we're doing the show, as I'm doing this live, digital show where you can see me, audio and visual. And also, I'm recording the just the audio portion as well. So I will upload that. Give me like an hour after the show's over, and then I'll upload it to Spotify. So you can find it there. You can take me on the go if that's what you want to do. So so there you go. So hey, it's a cool day in LA, right? So I'm based here in LA, as you guys can probably see. But as the weather's starting to change, it felt like kind of fall-like this morning, right? But it's been cloudy. It's cloudy and then it clears up, then it gets warm. I don't like the warm part of it. This time of year, I'm expecting it to be cool, right, all the time, like fall temperatures or fall weather, but not like East Coast kind of fall, but just California fall, right? California fall. Anyway, so let's move on, okay? So I can't start without, recognize that brand. I said bland, that brand sponsorship. Level Hotels, downtown LA, they offer that Russell of Hotels rate, and a lot of you guys know. Some of you guys have actually used it, so thank you so much. StayingLevel.com is their website, and just use the promo code ROH23. Book direct. I don't care where you book, just make sure you book direct, okay? So that's XYZ Hotel. I don't care. Just make sure you book direct. Don't go through. A lot of people will, the third parties are the best, like the OTAs, like Expedia and all that. They're the best way to book, they're the cheapest. No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay. So book direct is the best way to go. Okay. The hotels will appreciate it if you book direct. Okay. So once again, Level Hotel, downtown LA on South Olive Street, down the street from now that basketball starts today. Like say you're gonna go take in a Laker game or a Clipper game, and you want to stay in the area, try the Level Hotel, right? It's not too far from, I keep saying Staples, but it's called Crypto Arena. Okay, the original was Staples Center, but it's now Crypto Arena. So it's not too far from Crypto Arena. So you can do that. I know a couple people that they come in and they watch the game and they don't want to go back because they may live in Orange County or something like that. They'll stay the night, that kind of thing. And they use the Level Hotel. So I think that's a great thing to do. So there you go. And it's safe. You can drink and you don't have to drive, right? You know how we go to games and we want to turn it up. You can do that. So anyway, Level Hotel. So this is a Residence Inn in Avondale, Phoenix West. Okay, so if you're looking up this hotel, it would say Residence Inn, Avondale, Phoenix West, which is in Arizona, of course. So it's 102 rooms, 102 guest rooms, one meeting room, and the meeting room square footage is about 500 square feet. So it's small. It's a small hotel, but every hotel has a reason for being there, right? Every person can find a hotel that's suitable for them, right? So this is a select service or limited service hotel, as we call them. But, the rates include breakfast. There's no parking fee. There's no resort fee. There's no whatever service charge those added fees they throw on top that some of the full service hotels will throw on there. So don't sleep. I always say this, don't sleep on your Residence Inns and things like that. Your Fairfields, your Hilton Garden Inns, your Hampton Inns and Suites and Fairfield, whatever. Don't sleep on those hotels because they give you a lot more bang for your buck these days. Okay. So in fact, some of these full service hotels wish they were limited service hotels because you know why? Because the overhead is not as great as the other ones. And like I said, these include breakfast. The full service ones don't include the breakfast. And like I said, they may pile on some other service charge and fees that you didn't even think about. Okay, so, and why am I mentioning this? Because they offer that Russell of Hotels rate as well. Okay, so if you're in the Phoenix area, you're going to State Farm Arena where the Cardinals play. Hey, why not stay in Avondale, right? It's actually about within 10, 15 minutes of the stadium. Sports groups stay here. Some other groups like FedEx groups, and should I be saying all this stuff? Yeah, so there's some companies, a lot of companies in this area, business travel companies, like I said, FedEx Amazon, some of those companies, they have, offices in that area. So they actually stay at this particular hotel. There's several hotels in this area, but of course, this is my hotel of choice, right? So I know the director of sales and marketing there, Miss Victoria Camagon. So if you're there, just, make sure you say hello to her and just say, hey, I need that Russell of Hotels rate. And I know it's here because Russell told me. So, yeah, so that's why I'm going to highlight her hotel today. So every scene that I show, every scene that we go to will be something from the residence in Avondale, Phoenix West. Okay, so if you're on Marriott's website and you're booking the hotel, which that's how you should book your hotel, book it online, right? Direct. That's the hotel you want to look at. You want to look for Residence Inn Avondale / Phoenix West. Okay, so there you go. Any questions at all, you can always feel free to reach out and touch. So I've been on this AI thing. So I talked about this a little bit when I just, in the monologue, right? So I have, of course, an example of what this AI looks like because it's me, right? So it's an avatar of me, but you can change the script, right? And like I said, I use HeyGen. HeyGen.ai is what I use. So I'm going to show you what the little promo piece I put out yesterday.
Hello, this is Russell of Hotels. What role does a hotel general manager play in the sales process? Or should I say, what role should a hotel general manager play in the sales process? Check out today's daily check-in with Russell of Hotels and find out. And as always, I'm Hospitality Unplugged.
So that was an avatar with a voice that was not my voice, as you can tell. But that is AI, right? So a lot of people are using AI. I use it for, promo pieces like that. So I don't have to recreate anything. So I just do the avatar one time and I can just change the script. So last week, I had the same avatar, but I had a different script. So, and it's getting used to, me changing the script and different words or whatever. One thing it has not picked up on, and I have to maybe word it or type it in a different way, is Avondale. The word or the city Avondale, as in Avondale, Arizona. It says Avondale. Okay, Avondale. And I can't get it to change, right? So I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? So I have to figure it out and how to figure that out. I have to try to figure out how to figure it out. Does that make sense? But yeah, so some things that it hasn't learned yet, but as you, over time, you keep giving it scripts, meaning your avatar, it will learn a little more and it will get some of the things, and the voice and the mouth moving will be consistent with each other, I guess. Because as you can see, it could be a little off, right? So yeah, so check out some of the stuff I put out. I do it on Instagram. I do it here on LinkedIn as well. So just check it out and see. Most of the stuff if it's like a promo that I'm doing for On Air with Russell of Hotels or my daily check-in, that's an avatar that's AI. Okay, it's not me. All right, so just so you know, it is my likeness, but it's not me speaking. As you can see, the voice is different. I'll do it one more time, okay, just so you can see.
Hello, this is Russell of Hotels. What role does a hotel general manager play in the sales process? Or should I say, what role should a hotel general manager play in the sales process? Check out today's daily check-in with Russell of Hotels and find out. And as always, I'm Hospitality Unplugged.
I showed it to somebody, my neighbor. He's like looking at it like, what's the big deal? What's the problem? I said, well, that's not me. He said, that's not? What do you mean it's not you? I said, that's AI. Oh my God, really? I was like, dude, come on now. Snap out of it. That was not me. That's not even my voice, okay? But anyway, that's just, whatever. So before I get into the topic, I got some industry stuff. No, not really industry stuff. I guess it's just my stuff, right? I'm trying to, finish up my year strong with a couple of trips I got planned. So I got a group going into Lake Arrowhead. Lake Arrowhead, it's about 7,000 feet up from, I guess, the Inland Empire. Okay, so I have a group out there coming up this month, maybe in a couple of weeks. No, it's next month. In a couple of weeks. And then I'm attending the Small and Boutique Meetings Conference, which is in Tucson. That's in November, first week of November. That should be cool. And then I just got accepted to go to IPEC again. I love IPEC. I think this will be the fourth or fifth time I've been. It's in January, and this one is going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. I've flown through South Carolina, but I've never been out of the airport. So this will be the first time in the state of South Carolina. So that will be good. I love, experiencing new, cities, destinations, new states, whatever. You guys know I recently went to Connecticut and Rhode Island 2 weeks ago. So that was phenomenal just to experience, a different region. I mean, we always want to leave the country. There's so many gems and jewels within the United States that we need to experience as well, right? Different regions, different food, different cuisine, all that kind of stuff, different attitudes, all that stuff, right? But that's part of it, right? The attitudes, whatever you deal with. I mean, that's kind of part of it, what you deal with. But hey, I always go into it with an open mind. So I just want to catch you guys up on that. Let's see. I think I had a shout out to somebody. Was that? Did I say Victoria Kamagot? Yes. Victoria Kamagot, shout out to her. She's the director of sales and marketing here at the Residence Inn in Avondale, Phoenix West. Jen Wingate, Baltimore CVB, met her at the conference in Connecticut a couple weeks ago. So she listens to the show now. She didn't know I did the show, but she listens to it now. And so I appreciate her. In fact, she put a little note. She made a comment. So I do appreciate that, Jen Wingate, Baltimore CVB. And just so you guys know, you guys can make comments as I'm doing this show, right? You can, in the comment section on LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever you happen to be listening to me from, you can definitely do that. So let's move on to the topic. Boom. So this topic, I started yesterday, right? So when I do my daily check-in, this is a topic that I came up with. So what role does a hotel GM play in the sales process? This is part 2, but I will catch you up, right? So don't worry. I got you. Okay. So I'm going to catch you up on the first, I believe, 6. Okay. So number 1 was setting goals. Number 2 was sales strategy development. Number 3 was pricing decisions. Number 4 was relationship building. Number 5 was supporting the sales teams. Okay, that seems like a no-brainer, right? But it doesn't always happen. And then number 6 was problem resolution. Okay, a lot of problems fall on the GM. Well, the GM has to step up. I mean, ultimately, the GM is responsible for that hotel, right? Every part of the hotel, not just sales, not just operations, not just food and beverage. House, all this stuff. Ultimately, he or she is responsible for all those things. Although we have, we always have department heads that handle those things, but at the end of the day, ownership wants to hear from the GM on, what are we doing in this department? What's going on here? Why is that happening or whatever? Okay. So it's important that that person is aware of what's going on, that he or she meets with their team on an ongoing basis. And no difference from the sales, right? I've been, I got mixed feelings, I've been getting mixed messages from, managers and directors out there, what the role of a GM should be or what it is at their particular property, right? And some of the stuff I hear, I'm like, wow, that's all I can say. Some of them don't have because they don't have a sales background, they don't want to be in sales. They don't want to be, they don't want to be responsible for anything like, oh, that's your job. And, just let me know what you're going to do. Well, no, that's not how it should be, right? It should be a collaborative effort because like I said, at the end of the day, and I keep saying that, and I hate saying that phrase, but at the end of the day, he or she is ultimately responsible, right? Because that's top line revenue, right? You're responsible for that top line revenue. How are you going to get it? Okay. Why didn't you get it this year? Are the goals realistic? All that kind of stuff. He or she is responsible and plays a big role in that in conjunction with the director of sales and marketing or the senior sales, depending on the size of your hotel, right? But setting goals, and these are just the first 6, setting goals, sales strategy development, pricing decisions. I mean, yeah, you should be in those conversations, right? Relationship building, yeah, yeah. Getting out and building relationships, that should be a role of a general manager as well. Supporting the sales team, that should go without saying, right? You need to support the sales team, okay? Because they're the ones that are out there hopefully they're out there busting their butt, bringing business in, right? So hopefully that's happening. But if it's not, you could be the one that can light a fire, light a fire. That's what my dad would say. Light a fire. So, and then problem resolution. Okay, if there's problems that arise, which they do, you're there to handle them. Okay, so moving from there. Okay, so that was the first 6. So this is part 2. So now we're going into, I want to say this is number 7. Boom, number 7, revenue management. The GM may work closely with the revenue management team to optimize room rates and inventory availability. They play a role in determining when and how to offer discounts, packages, and other incentives to boost sales. Okay, so some GMs come into being a general manager. Maybe they didn't have sales experience. Maybe they were, came from food, beverage, or operations or whatever. Okay, I understand that. Okay, but with the help of the revenue manager as well as the director of sales and marketing, they should be able to explain why we should be, these are the rates that we should have, or these are rates that, that we've done in the past based on history, based on all those things, right? Yeah, he or she is relying on their expertise, but he or she should still kind of understand how it all flows, right? How do you come up with these rates? Is it based on history? Yeah, it's based on history, not just history for the hotel, but history for the area. What's been going on in the area? What about group versus transient? What about the pickup? All those things, he or she would need to know those things, or at least have a working knowledge of that. And like I said, you never should think you're out there on an island by yourself, right? Although some GMs will put themselves on an island, like, well, I got this, don't worry about it. This is the decision. You know what? It's good to bounce things off of people. Okay, that's why you have a director of sales and marketing. That's why you have a revenue manager. Okay, so you don't have to take all of it on, although ultimately it's all your responsibility. But it's good to have someone to talk to collaborate with before making these decisions. But revenue management is one of those things. So there you go. Number 8, sales meetings. Sales meetings. The GM often participates in sales meetings and reviews. They provide input, guidance, and feedback to the sales team to help refine their strategies. Yeah. What is your strategy? What are you trying to do? Can I help you? Those are things that any GM should want to, should say, right? Like, how can I help you? How can I assist? Is there anything I can do? Is there a client that, maybe a tough nut to crack? Maybe I can talk to them. One of the things, and maybe I'm jumping ahead here, but one of the things that someone asked me one time when I was a GM, and they said, what was the one thing that you added that you think that other GMs didn't? And I said, availability or access. And what do you mean by that? I was always accessible, right? I was always available to talk to a client, okay? In fact, I made it a point to let my salespeople know that whenever they were entertaining, let me know, because I wanted to come by and say hello. Okay, just to say hello. I'm not the one doing the selling. I'm just saying hello, because a lot of times clients come in there and they want to know who the person that's quote unquote in charge of the hotel, just in case something arises with their group or individually or whatever. Or maybe they just have questions that maybe the sales manager or director or don't want to answer or are unable to answer. You know what I mean? So that's where you kind of have that line of communication. So you always want to make sure that you're accessible. Okay. That goes a lot further than sometimes, your knowledge. Okay. If you're accessible, if you're able to talk to clients, you're able to make them comfortable in making a decision, and hopefully it's the decision to stay at your hotel or to bring the group to your hotel and not the competition. But sometimes that can be the deciding factor, right? Well, I met the GM here. I didn't meet the GM across the street. You know what I mean? So I'm comfortable here because I know Russell's the GM and I know I can call him because he gave me his card. That's why. He emailed me, hey, nice meeting you over lunch today. If you need anything, let me know. those are things that GMs need to do, right? So I don't know how I got into that, but sales meetings, the GM often participates in sales meetings and reviews. They provide input, guidance, and feedback to the sales team to help them redefine the strategies. Yeah, so whatever those strategies are, sometimes a GM can help with that. Like I said, and helping and being accessible is part of that, right? But salespeople need to get out, right? They do need to get out, and GMs need to either push them out or maybe sometimes even go and attend a sales call with them to see exactly what's going on. You know, see what clients are saying about the hotel or the salespeople or whatever. You know, maybe previous sales managers. You're like, oh, no one's ever come to see me. I mean, that's firsthand information. So GMs need to be involved. There you go. Number 9, community engagement. The GM may be involved, should be, okay? The GM should be involved in local community, participating in local events or business associations. This can help create opportunities for networking and business development. Yeah, he or she should be, not they can be. See, that's the thing. Sometimes it's an option. I don't need to do it. I'd rather stay in my office and have the door closed and discuss having a meeting to have another meeting to discuss the last meeting we had. You know what I mean? No, get out and make some stuff happen. Okay. Control what's going on, and especially in the sales arena. Like, what are people saying about you or saying about the hotel in the community? You know, that's what we need to hear about, right? So we need to get involved. We need to be entertaining. We need to engage in the community. You know what I mean? So I just think we just need to do that as GMs. You need to take that extra step, right? It's not about just managing you have to manage the property as well, but you got other people to do that, right? But I think because this is top line revenue we're dealing with, we need to be out more. I'm not saying, every day. I'm saying, pick and choose where you go, but I'm saying you do need to go to some of these community events, some of these, attend sales calls, things like that. So there you go. Number 10, performance evaluation. The GM is responsible for evaluating the performance of the sales and marketing team. This includes reviewing sales reports and assessing the effectiveness of their efforts. Exactly. So you need to know exactly what they're doing. What's going on here. Like I said, you have to spend a lot of time on looking at reports, but the weekly reports, like call reports, who they went to see, did they accomplish their sales goals for the week? Where are they, as far as, revenue, where are they as far as that? Because, we're all working towards the end of the month numbers, right? But if you see at the beginning of the month, the effort is not there, well, that's going to affect what happens at the end of the month. So, it's good to be aware of this stuff, right? I'm not saying, that has to be your 100% focus, but it has to be some focus on there. Number 11, and salespeople will respect it and appreciate if the GM is involved. And I know it all depends on the size of the hotel and all the department heads and this and that, whatever. But I can tell you this, the most successful hotels that I've ever worked in is because the GMs were involved in sales. Just saying it. Number 11, supporting special events. If the hotel hosts conferences, weddings, or other special events, the GM may play a role in coordinating with event planners and ensuring that everything runs smoothly. Yes. I'm sorry, I was reading a text someone had sent me. Let me read that again. That's supporting special events. If the hotel hosts conferences, weddings, or other special events, the GM may play a role in coordinating the event planners and ensuring that everything runs smoothly. Yeah, he or she can oversee that stuff. Yeah. But that's not he or she's main role, okay? But I understand, if it's something that's happening at your property, you want to be involved in it. You want to make sure people know that you are the GM and yes, this is my team, that kind of stuff. That's your chance to walk around, like the proud GM, okay? So there you go. The next one. Number 12, sales forecasting. The GM is often involved in sales forecasting, which helps in planning for future occupancy and revenue. This involves looking at historical data and market trends to make informed decisions. Yes, 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 yes. Although ultimately that comes back to the revenue manager, but it's always important that you know, especially if you're new in that hotel and you don't know all the idiosyncrasies of that particular hotel or that area, that destination. And sometimes it takes a year of you being there to kind of understand the ebbs and flows of groups and transient business. We always say, hotels in LA aren't seasonal, but well, they are, because you're gonna get certain groups in certain periods of time. Like you're gonna get sports groups, or maybe it's high school sports groups. You're gonna get those during the school year, right? Maybe for the most part on the weekends. So during the week, you're not going to get that stuff, right? So it's just you just need to be aware of what's going on as far as when it comes to Salesforce forecasting and things like that. But yes, rely on your director of sales. Yes, rely on your director of revenue or your revenue manager or whatever the heck that you call them on property. Number 13, quality assurance. The GM ensures that the hotel services and facilities meet or exceed customers' expectations. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. Satisfied guests are more likely to become repeat customers and refer others, indirectly contributing to sales. Yes, you want to make sure that the facilities meet or exceed customer expectations. Yeah, that's when you get the other people involved, meaning engineering and maintenance and all that kind of stuff. To let them know that, hey, we got these groups coming up. We need to make sure this is taken care of, or this is some feedback that I received when I went and did a sales call. That some of our rooms, the caulking in the tub was not consistent with some of the other rooms, or was not, it looked bad, or whatever the heck it was. I mean, that's the kind of feedback that you get, right? If you go out and listen to clients or talk to clients, clients will tell you what they don't like, right? But we just have to listen, and we have to make sure these things get done, right? So there you go. So I think it's a great thing that GMs go out and participate in sales calls or meetings, revenue meetings, and things like that. Although no one wants another meeting, but I think these are important. But you never have a meeting to have another meeting, okay? Hopefully we have a meeting, then we're getting stuff taken care of. In summary, the hotel general manager plays a multifaceted role in the sales process. They provide leadership, guidance, and support to the sales and marketing team, set the strategic direction for sales efforts, and actively engage with key clients and partners to help drive revenue and meet sales goals. Their involvement is crucial in ensuring the overall success of the hotel sales and revenue management efforts. So yeah, so they can make or break a hotel. You know what I mean? The more, like I said, the hotels that the most successful hotels, and I've been to 14 different hotels, right? The most successful ones were when the GMs were involved in sales. Okay. And that includes when I was a GM, okay, because I came from sales, right? So there you go. There you go. So that's it for that, right? So boom, let's keep it moving. So what's the next one? Oh, that's just me. These are three things I always mention. Be intentional, make decisions, and take action on what's important to you. Be you, always be you, right? You can, it's hard enough being Russell. I can't be somebody else, right? And I'm sure it's hard enough being other people. They don't want to be me. And I get it. I understand. And be represented, because your representation matters. It matters to me that I do this podcast, okay? Because I want people to see that if Russell can do it, other people can do it. If Russell can amass this knowledge or this experience or whatever, working at 14 different hotels over the last 25 years and blah, 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 I can do it too, right? So, and then he, started his own business, Russell of Hotels, and he does his podcast. So it's important that people that look like me can do it. People that don't look like me, they see, oh, if Russell can do it, Russell's doing that now, I can do that. Oh, that's fine. Whatever the motivation is, that's fine. But I'm being intentional about this show, right? I started this back in 2019. I was very intentional about what I wanted to do. I had this knowledge, and I just, is hard to just keep it bottled up. So I said, let me start sharing things. And what's the best way to share things is through this thing they call social media, right? And it's not making stuff up. A lot of times people on social media, they'll fabricate a story. I ain't fabricating anything on here. This is based on my experiences. So I said, you know what? I have a lot of experience. I've experienced these things, and it maybe can help someone. So, and then I can bring people on. They can talk about their brand and all this kind of stuff. We can promote their brand, and that's where it all came from, right? So it was very intentional, and I always knew I needed to be me. Okay, so you got a personality. Everyone has a different personality. Everyone has a different following or village of people that follow them or support you. So I'm no different, right? So there you go. So that's where that came from, because I know you guys were wondering. There's somebody in the back over there like wondering that. So there you go. You got it. So once again, the different scenes are the residents in Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona. So this is a room, and I just want to show you guys, what the hotel looks like, because I think it's important. So I'm the brand who helps your brand. People may ask, what do you do? I'm the brand that helps your brand. What do I do, and how can I help? Right? Personality, hospitality personality, content creator, training GMs to work, to know what to expect on the sales arena, right? So, being a GM, and then before that, being a sales manager and being a director of sales and marketing, it was an easy transition for me to be a GM, right? Although I did not want it and I did not like it, okay? But it was an easy transition because I had the operation background, then I had the sales background. And it was easy for me to, to go on sales calls with my salespeople because I had done it years before, right? So I understand how, some GMs are hesitant to do these things because, they think they have to sell. No, it's not about selling. You're not selling anything. It's all about putting yourself out there. They just want to see you. They don't care what you have to say. Sometimes you can just be quiet, right? Let the salespeople do all the talk. It's your presence they look for. So they're not looking for you to say anything or add anything to it unless you want to do that. But it's your presence that they really want and admire. And that's what your sales team looks for as well, your presence. Not that you have to go in there and say anything, because they don't want you to say anything. Okay, they don't want you to take over the sales process. No, they just want your presence there. They want you to be accessible. Like I said, that's the biggest thing to me as a GM, that's accessible, right? That's not afraid to come and say hello, or, I'm going to take my client out for drinks, or we're going to a game. Would you like to go? If you have time, we would like you to go. We'd like you to attend. And believe me, like I said, it goes a lot further when the GM gets involved in certain things. So who's your best advocate? Always ask that question. Well, and hopefully you guys had enough time to figure it out. You are your best advocate. You are the one that needs to, wave the pom-poms and all that kind of stuff, because if you're not excited about your brand or what you do, no one else is going to be excited. So make sure that, you're promoting your brand, you're putting stuff out there, because it begins and ends with you, with the effort that you put in, right? I do those promos, I do the AI stuff because it's important to me that I, first of all, stay ahead of the curve, right? Second, you got to be creative as you can to get your message across, like who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Those are three things that you should always, especially when you do these kind of lives or the digital shows or whatever you want to call them, podcasts, you always want to let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Content creating, hotel site selection. To me, those things go hand in hand, because I cannot be a hotel site selection expert without building content, because I go to a lot of hotels, right? So it's hard to keep them all lined up. Like, okay, I went to this one, I went to that one. Okay, well, what about this? Okay, I just take videos. I'll take still pictures and videos and then post them. And then I can always go back and look at them and say, oh, yeah, that's right. I was there. And I remember once I see the video, okay, I remember this, 300 rooms, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, DOS is this person, blah, blah, blah. That's why I do what I do. But it also serves as branding for these hotels, right? I'm a brand show off, right? That's another thing that I do. I show off brands. That's what I do, right? So content create, brand show off, and site selection. Those are pretty much the three things that I do consistently. Even this show, you coming on is showing off your brand, right? So I'm just that. Is that a conduit, or I don't know. I'm the platform for you to come on and talk about you, talk about your brand, and the show is a platform for you to put to showcase your brand, just like I'm showcasing the Residence Inn. The entire, how long have I been doing this? 40 minutes. You've seen scenes from the Residence Inn, Avondale, Phoenix West. Okay, so this is their show, right? For the most part. So, but anyway, what are you doing to stay relevant? Okay, so you got to be excited about your brand. Okay, you keep your brand relevant. I mean, you keep your brand exciting, right? But what are you doing to keep it relevant? You know, and I always dip into this social media thing. Okay, it's all about that with me. So how do I increase social media engagement, right? Which keeps things going, right? So consistency is the key. You got to be consistent. You can't do stuff one time and think, oh, it's working, or oh my God, it's not working. I tried it already. How many times you do? I did it one time. Well, that's not gonna work, dude or girl, lady. That's not gonna work. So you got to be consistent. I've done 220. Not that you got to compare yourself to me, okay? But I've done 226 of these shows, right? This is number 226, okay? So if no one thinks I'm consistent, you're crazy, okay? So you have to be consistent about what you do, especially when it comes to social media, because people start to expect it, and then when they don't get it, believe me, I hear about it. Hey, you didn't do your show last week. What happened? Something going on? Have you stopped doing your show? I said, I missed one day. Okay, or maybe I did it later in the day or whatever. I missed one day. No, I got caught. I was traveling that day, right? Believe me, I get that from people, right? They're like, you didn't do your show the other day. I'm like, man, okay. So consistency, you have to be consistent, right? People start to miss it if it's not there. And that's where you want it to be. You never want to miss things, but every now and then you have to, right? But you got to be consistent. And you want people to miss it because you want people to call you on it. Value. You got to add value, right? Make sure you add in value to someone. If that's showing hotels, if that's letting people know that they can promote their hotel on this platform, that's adding value, right? Not just to them, but it's adding value to the people they may be getting, you know, to utilize their hotel or their destination or whatever. So consistency, value, and be authentic. Be your authentic self. You got to be you. You got to be real. Can't be fake, okay? Because people figure that out, right? People figure out fake stuff or fake people, okay? And hopefully people don't think I'm fake, right? So no, anything that I post, I was there. Any food, non-meat that I show, I've eaten it, okay? So I'm not just out there just throwing stuff out there and, you know, peeing on people's head and saying it's raining. That means you're lying. Okay, that's just a way of saying that's an old Southern thing. Okay, so anyway, no disrespect if someone took that the wrong way. If you did, I'm sorry. So be consistent, add value, be authentic, and be excited. Okay, be excited about what you're doing. Let's see. And use various platforms, okay? Don't just use one platform. I use LinkedIn, I use YouTube, I use Instagram, I use Facebook, I use TikTok, okay? I use Twitter too. So I don't use them all at the same time, but don't pigeonhole yourself into using one platform because that can work against you, okay? And I don't need to go into how it can work against you, but just my advice is that use multiple platforms, and I'm saying multiple meaning like two. Okay, use at least two. Use the same content, like this video or this show this is content, right? So I use the same platform or the same content or the same video, and I'll put it on different platforms. Okay, so I don't have to redo it for YouTube or I don't have to redo it for Facebook. No, it's the same thing. I just copy and paste. Okay, I copy and paste this show that we're doing now or that I'm doing, and I put it on other platforms. That way you get more coverage because you don't know where your clients are coming from. Although the majority of my clients or the people I deal with or communicate with or that roll with me or support me are on LinkedIn, but that doesn't mean that I'm getting business only from LinkedIn. Facebook people, they want to see it, and I get, we communicate based on the same video but on Facebook. Twitter, it may have, I don't get a lot from Twitter, but I just do it just for the vanity's sake, okay, just to put it on Twitter. But TikTok now is starting to, people on TikTok are starting to, to engage and ask questions and stuff like that. So who knew, right? So you have to try out different platforms. You can't put everything on one thing because you don't know, especially when you're just starting off, you don't know exactly where your clients are going to come from. So just heed that advice. Okay. Who's hiring? And some non-meat eats. Who's hiring? And some non-meat eats. I don't know why I had to sing that little jingle, but I did. Who's hiring? Okay, so I got a couple people hiring. I don't know what's going on at the Hotel Per LA or Perla. They're always looking for a director of sales and marketing. I don't know why that is. It can go away for a couple weeks, maybe a month, then it comes back. So are they not able to find somebody, or the people get there and they're like, oh, this place, no, I can't work here? Because I love that hotel, and I'm saying this because I love the hotel. I love it's downtown Los Angeles, beautiful hotel. Used to be the Bank of Italy. They have. I mean, there's the what am I trying to say? The aesthetics in there. What am I trying to say? The vibe in there is great. I mean, it's just a great hotel. Architecture, the design, it's just a great hotel. I don't know how the management is. I don't know any of that stuff, but I know it's an aesthetically pleasing hotel. Okay, I've been there numerous times. I've been on their rooftop. I don't think I've eaten there, but at least had a coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee, but I've had a chai latte there, which was really good. Okay, they have a coffee bar on the first level. So I love the hotel. So I don't know what's going on there, but they're looking for a director of sales and marketing again. Okay, so 24/7 hotels. They're looking for an area director of sales at the Moxie and Four Points in Phoenix, Arizona, that is. Highgate Hotels. They're looking for an assistant director of finance. That's in LA. The LA Athletic Club, they're looking for a general manager. Wow. Okay, that's downtown LA as well. That's an exclusive club, right? Embassy Suites North or Embassy Suites LAX North, they're looking for a director of business transient sales. That's a huge market for BT sales, okay? Just if you're a BT person, that's a huge market because LAX has all those, they still have the defense contractors there. You got Lockheed, you got Northrop, you still have all those companies over there. So, I don't know if they're still traveling now, but there's at least the companies are there, right? You got DirecTV, you got all these different companies over there. So, and they pay pretty good for the director of BT over there. Look it up. Then these are on either LinkedIn or Indeed. So there you go. And then the non-meat eats, what did I do? I'll just say this, okay? I was in Blythe, my hometown, right? And it's hard for me to find food there, okay? Because you guys know I don't eat meat, okay? So vegetables are good, right? So they have this restaurant, the China Garden. It's a Chinese restaurant, of course, China Garden restaurant. That's my go-to now. They have spicy vegetables and noodles and rice and tofu. Okay, so that's what I ordered. All right, give me a bunch of broccoli, give me a bunch of mixed vegetables, in a kind of whatever sauce or whatever that's spicy, and with the tofu, all that grilled tofu, fried tofu, or just the steamed tofu, whatever I feel like that day. But I did it again when I was in Blythe over the weekend, and we went there, right? And I've never been disappointed there. I've been to some other restaurants in Blythe and I got disappointed. Okay, so I was not disappointed. So I'm giving the China Garden in Blythe a shout out, right? So if you're ever going through Blythe, go to the China Garden. Okay, just find out, hey, where's this China Garden at? Russell Hotels is talking about it. But no, you guys probably don't have a reason to go, other than the people that are listening that are from Blythe, right? But no, shout out to them. So now I appreciate the food and the effort, and the vegetables are always so fresh, and oh my God, and it doesn't take long to come out. The food is always on time. I mean, a couple minutes, the food is there, right? So there you go. So that's my non-meat eats story, and I'm making some white beans today. Okay, you guys know I eat beans are big protein for someone that doesn't eat meat, right? So I eat beans all the time, right? So it could be pinto, it could be red, it can be black. Well, you know what? I'm diverse when it comes to my beans. Okay, so I'm going with white beans today. It doesn't matter, okay? So it could be black eyed peas, it could be the white beans, the red beans, the black beans, the pinto beans, the navy beans. It doesn't matter, okay? It could be lentils, and they can be green. It could be peas. They could be green. You know, they have yellow peas too. So, but anyway, no, just like people. I'm diverse when it comes to people, and my beans are the same way. You got to be diverse, okay? So today is a white bean day, all right? So. Oh boy, that was a good one. Okay, so we're almost done here. Just be patient, okay? So, and it's okay to laugh, right? And it's okay. This is the thing, okay? And I'm gonna go off on a tangent right now. It's so hard to love these days, or just to like and respect people, okay? But it's easy to hate. It's easy to hate, okay? We need to change the narrative here. And I'm speaking because of, we all know what's going on in the world, right? But it's like I said, we don't want to respect people, whatever their beliefs in, wherever they live, whatever they look like. You know what I mean? I think that's ridiculous. I think that's what we should do. That's things that we should learn to get along. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that's just something on my mind that I had to say. So, let's try to get along. Let's try to respect. You don't have to like everybody. I don't like everybody. And guess what? Everybody don't like me. All right. And that's okay. But I respect a lot of people. And hopefully people respect me and respect my position or what I do or whatever. And that's what it's all about, right? So it's not about hate. It's about liking and respect, or just respecting people. Now, like I said, you don't have to like everybody, and everybody don't have to like you, but just respect people, the boundaries, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say on that. So these are my 3 Ps. This is Russell of Hotels 3 Ps: purpose, passion, and perseverance. Purpose: know why you do what you do. I do this show because why did I do this show? Did I say it already? Because I wanted a platform to talk about, things within the hospitality space. Bring people on, they can talk about their brand or how they started, or because no two people started in this industry alike, right? We all know that, right? I've been to 14 different hotels, okay, over the last 20, 25 years, okay? I stopped being on property, and I started, this consulting business called Russell of Hotels, where I do content creating for hotels and destinations, where I do hotel site selection for clients, and I do and who go everywhere. They don't just stay here in the U.S. I've done Italy, I've done Greece, I've done the Caribbean, I've done Mexico, I've done Canada. So it doesn't matter where they want to go. They just let me know where they want to go. It's my job to find the hotel. That's hence the name Site Selection. I'm not a meeting planner. I'm not planning their meetings. The meeting planner can concentrate on the content and all that kind of stuff. I help the meeting planner find the sites, right? So they don't have to do that. I put out the RFP. I, compile all the information. They need 100 breakouts, and the hotel has it. Then that's my job to, to figure out how these breakouts are going to work based on what their parameters are, right? I do contract negotiations as well as the pricing. That's what I do. Okay, that's hotel site selection, and like I said, the content creating and the show On Air with Russell I can't speak. On Air with Russell of Hotels is the show that comes on every Tuesday at 1:00. But the other days I do a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels because I didn't think I was reaching enough people, right? So I'm like, I got to do another show, right? So that's why I started another show. So I do this one once a week, and I do the daily check-in daily, Monday through Friday. So 5 days a week, I'm doing a show, right? So if that's not consistency, if that's not liking what you do, if that's not having a passion, if that's not being if I'm not persevering through things, then I don't know what the heck to do, okay? But that's what it's all about, right? So the 3 P's, once again: purpose, know why you do what you do; passion, either you have it or you don't. And if you don't have passion, guess what you should do? Do something else. Find something else to do. And perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. Now, people are like, why you say swerve? Well, because I don't use that other P word, which is pivot, okay? I swerve, okay? So swerving is you see something in the horizon and you see like that doesn't look right. So I swerve to move around it, right? I don't want to hit it. I don't want to get stuck in it. Pivoting, you saw it, but you chose to go in there anyway. And now you're like, I'm stuck and I got to pivot. I got to move around and see what other move I need to make, but within the same space. No. So that's the difference for me between swerving and pivoting. Okay, so there you go. So that's it. That's all I got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If not, well, guess what? I'm going to do it next week, and you can tell me if you enjoyed that one. Woo! So I got one other thing to share. And once again, that my sponsor, StayingLevel.com. That's the Level Hotel downtown LA on Olive Street, downtown LA, not too far from Crypto Arena. Use that promo code. So to go StayingLevel.com, that's their website. Use the promo code ROH23. That's Russell of Hotels 23. So I guess when we move to 24, I have to change that to 24, right? So I guess I need to talk to these hotels before the end of the year, right? So, but anyway, so the end of the show is near. So, never be afraid to throw stuff out there that you do, right? Be creative and let people know that, okay, if you can see that shows everything that I do, right? Everything that I'm about, like hotel site selection. Non-meat eats. You guys know I don't eat meat. The name of my company, Russell Hotels. I'm a hospitality personality. I mean, those are things. Hotels is what I do, right? So all this stuff, destinations is what I do. All that stuff is on that sign right there. So don't be afraid to let people know what you do, who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay, those are 3 things you should always let people know. When you meet them, that elevator pitch there is talk about, oh, you got to have your, whatever elevator pitch. Yeah, okay, you call it whatever you want. Who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Boom. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Is that what they call it? Keep it, whatever. Anyway. So anyway, that is it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell Hotels. Once again, we'll do it again next week, and we'll do the daily check-in tomorrow. So until then, peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.